Hi, welcome to ESL for Math. Today we're going to talk about reading products and quotients. So products when you multiply two numbers and quotients when you divide two numbers. So for example, let me put one up here. We could read this as the product of 1.5 times 5. But normally in a math class or when the teacher is lecturing, this is not what you're going to hear. What you're going to hear is 1.5 times 5. This is the most common way that we read a product. So likewise, we would read this as 3/5 times 5. Okay, but once in a while you'll hear a different reading. So if I have a percent, you could read this as 150 times 5. But more likely, you'll actually hear this as of. 150% of 5. Okay, so when you hear that word of, you should think multiplication. Another case where you hear the word of is 1/2 of 5. Sorry. 1/2 of 5. So I would normally probably read this as 1/2. I could read it as times. 1/2 times 5. Either one is correct. But again, when you hear the word of, you should think multiply. Okay. Now let's look at division for a minute. So the most common way that I would read this, I could say the quotient of 3 and 5, but that's not normally what we say. Normally we just say divided by. 3 divided by 5. Okay. But particularly if I use the fraction bar, it's pretty common to read this as over. 3 over 5. Or another possibility is to read this as 3 out of 5. So if you hear not of, but out of means that you're going to use a fraction bar. Or over also means that you're going to use a fraction bar. Okay, so let's put those two together just for a minute, and let's do something like this more complicated thing. Okay. Probably I would read this as 3 times 4 over 6. Okay, so here you're hearing times and then over for the division. So these are just some different ways that we can read products and quotients. And when you hear some of these words, you should automatically think of multiplication for of, division if you hear out of, or if you hear over. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're interested in seeing more videos about ESL for Math, you can go to www.sensibleenglish.com and you will find a lot more videos there. Hope to see you next time.